Hi everyone, I'm Narelle from Global Weddings and I'm here with my sister Michelle, who's the other director of Global Weddings, and we're going to do a quick 5-minute interview to get to know Michelle a little bit better. Michelle, you are lucky enough to live in Bali most of the year. Tell us how many years you've been living in Bali and what's your favourite thing about it?
Sure, everyone. So I do have the enviable job of living in Bali, very lucky. What do I love about living in Bali besides the weddings, obviously, that we're a huge part of? I love living in Bali for the weather, great weather. Even when it's raining, it's still warm, which is very nice. I haven't really had a Melbourne winter for 13 years now, coming up to 14 years since I've been there. I love the beaches because you can just pop down there for a bit of a beer on the beach, a bintang as it were. Not that I drink bintang, but I do like the radler.
What's a radler for the people
Oh,
who don't
for
know?
people who don't know radler, I think it's from Sweden or Switzerland or something. It's a beer mixed with lemon, so it's a really nice flavour.
Easy to drink.
Easy to drink. The boys at weddings tend to like drinking that throughout the evening as well. It's almost like having a coffee or a water in between your alcohol.
Yeah, it is.
Yes,
Isn't it?
it is.
Now, Michelle, on a rare day off, what would we find you doing?
So, because my job is at an event, and there are DJs and there are bands and there are entertainment options for everyone. There is so much going on and it's so loud that on one of my days off, I would potentially just stay home with the family, watch a bit of Netflix, do some cooking. We might pop out for dinner, just the family, but it's nothing exciting. I might catch up with a few girlfriends because my job is exciting. So I'm listening to the new beats. I'm listening to the new songs. I'm hearing it all the time, so it's nice to stay home with the fam and just relax.
So
You're
not living that life of like beach clubs every day that you have off.
No.
I'm sure you need some quiet time every now and then.
You do need some quiet time, and the beach clubs go off as well, right? So they're always like party mode with their DJs. So it's nice to not have the noise. It's nice to just be at home and have a relax. Yeah.
And on a wedding day, could you tell us what a typical wedding day is for you?
Easy. Typical wedding day, wake up, leave the house about 8:30, arrive around 10, check with the suppliers, make sure everything's, being set up where I would like it to be set up for the event. We will run through a bit of lost the word.
Event management plan?
Well, we do have an amazing event management plan, but we would run through the details with the suppliers, like have a little bit of a meeting with the suppliers just to make sure that everyone's on the same page, just in case there are any little changes, like potentially maybe a bride and groom might want to pop in an extra speech or something like that. So we make sure that everyone's made aware of that. We run on to the ceremony, we've got guests arriving, the bride and groom get ready to go, the ceremony happens, we do canapes and cocktails, and normally it's by the ocean. So you get that beautiful breeze, you get to watch a nice sunset or colour through the sky, depending on the venue you've chosen. Everyone's loving it. The atmosphere is fantastic. We then seat the guests for dinner, which is always nice. People don't like to stand for too long at a wedding, we must say, especially the girls in their heels. It's nice for everyone to sit down. Then we will announce the bride and groom in, serve some dinner, serve some drinks. Cheers to that.
Yeah.
Have a bit of a toast to the bride and groom. And then dinner runs along. We have a few formalities like a first dance, a cake, if you're having a cake or a donut wall or a chocolate fountain or whatever you would like to do. Shots. Little wedding shot cake if they like to do that. And then obviously after the formalities finish, that's when the party starts. So that's when things sort of wind down for us as running wise, timelines and things, and everyone just has a great time. And that's when they start drinking, dancing, chatting amongst themselves and having a really fun time at the event. And then probably around the 1-ish, between 12 and 2 is when people generally start to leave, and we tend to go home about the 2 o'clock mark, 1:30 sometimes 2, depends how much fun everyone's having at the event.
It's a long day, isn't it?
It is a long day, but
Yeah.
gee, it's a lot of fun.
And we get to work closely together.
We do.
What do you love about working with your younger sister?
Why not what I don't love about working with my younger sister?
What don't you love about working with your younger
How
sister?
lucky are we? We have honestly worked together for nearly, 28 years.
Yeah, we have.
So not
in
a lot
different countries though.
only for 13 years.
Yeah,
The rest of it we've been together.
Yeah.
We don't agree on everything, but that's okay. You're more serious than I.
Yes.
I'm a little more relaxed, but that's okay. Everyone's different. That's what makes the world go round. So what I love working with you is the fact that we actually can work together. And we do have a lot of similar ideas, and we do have that, you know, the want and the drive to make sure that everything is perfect on the wedding day.
Absolutely.
110%. Otherwise, I'm traumatized for a million years. Not that anyone else has noticed that anything's gone wrong, but I have, and I can't talk about it forever, can I?
And it's quite funny because the Balinese sometimes mistake us for each other. And Michelle was in a cafe ordering a coffee once, and they brought her over a soy latte, and she's like, "Why are you bringing me a soy latte? I'm not Narelle." So that's quite funny, isn't it?
It is funny.
Yeah.
We always get called each other's names. Well, Michelle and Narelle. It's a little, thanks, Mum and Dad, right? It's a little bit hard for people to know. That's why I curled my hair, so we don't look exactly the same. Otherwise, we're like twins, not twins, aren't we?
Yeah, twins. And I love that the brides and grooms, they get to meet me in Australia, and then when they got to Bali, Michelle might be walking up to them in a foyer, and they're like, "That has to be Narelle's sister."
It's easy to find me. It's so easy to find me.
Yeah, definitely. Now, the restaurants in Bali. There are so many incredible restaurants in Bali.
We're spoiled for choice.
What's your favourite?
I've got a couple of favourites. Mama San's food is amazing. The restaurant is not as pretty as some others, but you just go there because the food is fantastic and the atmosphere is really good. I love Meraputi, which is the Indonesian restaurant, and that's where my husband and I would often go for dinner because he's Balinese, so he loves the food from there. The restaurant inside is beautiful. It's got palm trees and like these gorgeous columns, and it's
and air conditioning.
Oh, and air conditioning. So it's always nice when you have air conditioning in a restaurant. Sarong is another really beautiful one because it overlooks rice fields and terraces and things. It's a little more rustic. However, the food is quite sensational. I also love Matisse. So Matisse have great atmosphere, beautiful gardens, a really good bar area sort of that turns into a bit of a nightclub later on at night, lounges and things. So they're probably my top choices in Bali. But like we say, we're so spoiled for choice, and there's so many new ones, and people come in and say, "Have you tried, you know, Mason?" I'm like, "No." "Have you tried?" I'm like, "I'm so sorry, no," because I'm always at a wedding.
That's right.
Yeah.
But if you had friends coming up and you had
Absolutely.
to choose one place to take them, where would be your first place to take them?
Meraputi. Indonesian, they're in Bali. Why not, right?
Yeah.
Try the Indonesian food, it's beautiful.
And cocktails and sunsets is what Bali's all about.
Absolutely.
So what is your favourite drink?
My favourite drink, actually, in saying Meraputi again, comes from Meraputi, and it is their hibiscus martini, and it is delicious and to die for. And they serve it in these most gorgeous crystal, almost like a champagne saucer style of glass, and it's just so nice, and they taste amazing.
I've been guilty of having quite a few of those as well, yes. Now, on a wedding day, there's a lot that happens on a wedding day. What's your favourite part of a wedding day?
My favourite part, because obviously I'm there all day, and I see all the goings on, and I see all the setup, and I see the bride and groom getting ready. So my favourite part is in a two-piece part, is where the bride is standing ready to walk down the aisle with either her dad, her mum, her brother, or whoever's walking her down the aisle. And she takes that big last breath in like that. Okay, I'm ready to go. And off she goes, right? And once she's halfway down the aisle, and I'm not in the video footage, I can peek around and see the groom's face when he's watching her actually walk down the aisle. And both of those parts in a wedding day for me is my ultimate favourite. I just love it, love it.
It sounds like you work really hard and very, very long hours and long days. So what is your favourite holiday destination when you get a chance to go on holiday?
Well, obviously I love to come home to Australia and visit the family and you and mumsy and dadsy and everyone, aunties and uncles. However, if I could choose a place to fly to all the time, it would be in Europe. I love Europe. Paris is one of my many favourites. Paris and Italy, my two favourite places to go. Can combine them together. I do love London, just for a couple of days. Flying to London, a couple of days in London, and then off to Paris, and then continue on to Italy, and then home again, which is my favourite.
Awesome. Well, thanks for joining us today.
You're welcome.
It's been great to get to know you a little bit better.
Nice to chat.
But before we go, if you could give the brides and grooms just one piece of advice for their destination wedding, what would that be?
My piece of advice that I could give to a bride and groom for a destination wedding is, we're there to help you all day. We're there to do everything you need, including pop to the boys' rooms and grab their belts if they've forgotten them out of their cases. So you guys don't have to worry about a thing. So my piece of advice would be, in light of that, is to just enjoy your day and relax, be present together. Don't worry about a thing but yourselves, the reason you're getting married, the love that you share, and just enjoy.
Awesome. Thanks, Michelle. Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers to everyone. Looking forward to seeing you in Bali very soon for your wedding.